So don't wait on DEI. This is my unofficial live, y'all. I usually schedule these things out, but I thought it was very befitting, especially with the dismantling of the MBDC, the Minority Business Development Center, really, that was funded by the federal government. So, and there are some key reasons why. I'm going to share with you 5 or 7. Actually, I'm going to share with you 7 key reasons why you shouldn't be waiting on DEI anyway, right? Because, and this is a financial state of address to business owners who are right now disturbed, you know, by all the chaos that's happening under this new administration. Fear not. And I'm going to share with you 7 real reasons why you should not be waiting on DEI. Yes. The first one is, before I jump into the first one is, the minority development, the Minority Business Development Agency was an agency that was funded by the federal government. This was like several years back, to help minority, which is not only Black and brown, like it's not only just Black people, it's not only just Black, but it's inclusive of Asians, Latinos, Pacific Islanders, Hispanics, right, Native Americans, and women, whether they're Black, brown, yellow, or Caucasian, is a minority as a result of the civil rights movement. So look, as a result of the civil rights movement, these things were put into place to help have equal access, right? But here's the thing. Here are 7 reasons why you shouldn't be waiting on DEI if you're a business owner and is serious about your money, serious about creating wealth, and serious about really growing without being distracted. So number 1, you can seriously, honestly land major contracts as a business owner who has a value, whether that value is provided as a service or a product. And you can sell those services and products to both government and corporations, right? By just having something to offer. Now, you want to have your service or your product positioned as a solution to the problem. Everyone in the world buys solutions to their problems. People who need clothes, they go shopping for clothes, right? Government agencies that need their buildings cleaned, they go buy janitorial and cleaning services. People who are hungry go buy food, right? They buy catering services. If you're having an event, that is a problem. You want to put on an event, they go hire communication specialists and event planners and so on and so forth. And so when you have your business, you created that business because you knew that you were going to be solving a problem or filling a void for a need in the marketplace. Correct? Yes. Let me know in the chat. So with that said, all you have to do is have that business. Just know who you are, right? You got to know who you are and what you have to offer. Number 2, DEI in the federal government contracting space is only a result of the civil rights movement to provide fair and equal access to these opportunities, trillion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar set-aside opportunities that the federal government offered, local, state, and federal. But since we're talking about what's happening on the federal level, I'm going to be highly focused on federal. Now, as a caveat, state and local, as well as corporations, are fighting back the administration. They are not buying into this remove civil rights opportunities, right? And so DI, as a result of this civil rights movement, was to provide access to diverse groups that includes women, African American, Asians, Latinos, Hispanics, veterans, LGBT members, and others on these lucrative multi-billion-dollar opportunities that have been strategically set aside to help these groups, right? And so these are considered set-aside contracts. There are also regular general buying contracts that are not set aside. So you have to know how to read through the noise, or you will miss out on the opportunity to create wealth for yourself and your family, because there's more to the story, right? There's more to the story. You got to know how to read between the lines. And so these are considered, of course, set aside contracts. There are multiple trillions of dollars that is being spent, budgeted, and allocated to buy services. The government cannot source their own services, so they have to spend with other businesses to purchase all the things that they need to purchase, whether it's service or products, and they use and buy everything. If you download the small business size standard tool or go to negs.com and download that PDF, everything that is sourced on that PDF are all the things that the government buys. This falls under the NAICS code. So if you go to negs.com, your business service falls in that one way or another. And so they are buying those services, regardless if they're buying it from Black, white, Hispanic, Latino, Native Americans, veterans, or whomever. Let me see. So the major benefactor, in fact, people are like really panicking around the Minority Business Development Agency being dismantled, and the federal government is really trying to pull from under the carpet all these opportunities for set aside businesses. However, again, not only are Black and brown, minority people just Black, it's not just Black people affected by this. In fact, less than 1% of people who have my skin tone color, brown people, less than 1% are Black anyway that participate in the multiple billions of dollars that's set aside. Less than. We ain't even in the room. Most of us, many of us are not in the room. Less than 1%. The majority benefactor of minority DEI set aside contracts that are being affected right now are Caucasian women. Caucasian women, white women are actually minorities. The majority benefactor are the white women who holds the majority of set aside minority contracts in the federal government space. Right. So unfortunately, it is affecting more than just Black people. It is affecting white women as well as Latinos and all the other that falls under minorities. And not to mention, primarily the majority of the people who are affected by this administration under the DEI that they're trying to pull away are W-2 federal employees. So the federal employees, if you're a federal employee and you're being affected, your job is being threatened, you've been fired, get on the other side of money. 1099, be a contractor, because you've already have the experience, the background, what the government buys because you've been in the building. They buy food, coffee, painting, electronics, right? IT services, security services, software, what they buy. On the other side, this is where the money is made. This is where the wealth. And I know that there will be, of course, a huge transition, but just know that you can come back as on the other side as a business owner who has a value, profit, a value of a service or a product to offer to the government. Join us on the other side, right? The Small Business Act of America includes diverse businesses as small business concerns. This is number 3, the third reason out of 7 reasons. The Small Business Act of America includes all diverse businesses as a small business concern, but it's not exclusive to diverse businesses only. It is not exclusive, which means that if you have a business, if you have a value, a service, a product that you have to offer, they are buying it. They are still buying it. Not only is the federal government buying it, the state is buying it, the city and county is buying it, corporations are buying it, and people are buying it. Y'all, pay attention, y'all. So you can get contracts just by having a business. For those who don't have a business, it is time to get started in this business, because a W-2 income, like a job just over broke, was never designed anyway for you to create wealth. It was never designed for you to create wealth. And so if your aim, goal, dream has always been to create a legacy, create wealth, and to be financially free and have real security, then you can only do that as a 1099 contractor. You can only do that as a business, as a small business. Come on the other side, right? So, and to follow up from number 3, you are a business owner before you are Black. You're a business owner who has a value and a service or a product to offer before you are Asian, before you are a veteran, before you are a woman. You are a business owner, and that is what you should be presenting, not your skin, not your gender, right? You should be presenting the very fact that you are a professional business owner who have something to offer. Reason number 4, Contracting with the government as a professional business who has a valuable product or service, whether you're doing service yourself or outsourcing the service as a third-party middleman or consultant, right? Because you can do that. It is a 7-figure proven blueprint. We're talking about a proven blueprint that gets you to 7 figures in a year doing business with the government. So don't allow the disruption that's happening in the marketplace and all the confusing information and all the chaos in the information that's happening right now to get you off track. Number 5, the 5th reason why you should not wait on DEI is corporations also do business with business owners who have a valuable service and a valuable product to offer. In fact, they are the second biggest purchaser of business products and services in the world under the government, where the government is number 1. They are number 2. So if you have a product or a service to offer, stay focused on the service and the value, the transformation that you bring, the solution that you bring into the marketplace, because that is actually how you make money in this space, not by your skin color. Not by your gender, not by the fact that you've served. Yes, those are some elements, but that's secondary compared to who you are, right? You're a business owner. Number 6, the 6th reason why you should not wait on DEI is one of my favorite reasons, 6 out of 7. Disruption will always follow intention. As soon as you decide that you're going to participate in these set-asides on the federal level, disruption happens. This is a moment of disruption because it's following your intention. If your intention is to create wealth, you got to move through it. Now, here's spiritually, scripturally, the principle. Thank you. Shout out to Myron Golden, who is my, my coach, but my spiritual leader as well. He talks about how in Genesis, it establishes this very thing. Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the earth. God created the earth, and the earth was, void. It created in the beginning. God created the earth, and the earth was without fullness of void. And then darkness fell upon the earth. Right? Darkness. When darkness fell upon the earth, that was disruption. But what did He do? God looked at that situation, that's disruption, and He said, let me problem solve, right? Let there be light. That's what He said. And then there was light, and so on and so forth. So that shows you that disruption will always follow intention, but just like God was disrupted when He created the world, He's the God, right? he's God all by Himself, right? And so what did He do? He problem solved disruption. If it happened to Him, it can happen for anybody. Honestly. And so you just got to be prepared for that. God created the heavens and the earth was without fullness of void. And then darkness fell upon the earth. And then God saw that and He said, well, let there be light. This is the solution, right? Somebody said, be confident in your abilities. Yeah. Thank you, Brian. I see you, Brian. Don't be fooled. You have just as much access to government contracts as ever. Right. And now let me just put this on the screen here because, we have some wisdom, right? We have some wisdom of people who understand, right? Brian Clark says, don't be fooled. You have just as much access to government contracts as ever. And now even more so, right? Now even more so. In fact, yesterday I was invited by the federal government to bid on a contract that really is like very, very easy to get. This may be like something for a simple drop off, a simple drop off for like 20, 30, maybe 30 to 40,000, right? A simple 2-day drop off, right? And it's not because I'm Black. It's not because I'm a woman. It's because I am simply a certified government contractor. You have something to offer. He says, Brian says, now you just won't be asked if you're a minority. Same thing, right? So you get it, right? You got to be confident in your abilities. Don't wait on DEI, right? It's a setup. It's a setup for people to get distracted and say, oh, this no longer works. Yes. If you believe that this no longer works or that everything about contracting with government and corporations was about your skin color, then you will be fooled into being a part of the 86th percentile of business owners who work really hard to make less than 6 figures. Don't be fooled. It's a 7-figure blueprint. I'm telling y'all. So Disruption will follow intention. This is a disruption. Another place where you can find this principle that talks about disruption is Genesis 1, and I believe it's 28, where God, after he created man in his own image, where we are creators, he said, now go be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. And watch this. Then he said, subdue it. Well, what are we subduing? Overcoming obstacles, getting through the disruption, right? And subdue it. So it says all these things, there's disruption right in the middle of the scriptures. You got to overcome the thing, right? And then you will have dominion. So stay focused, y'all. You got to stay focused. You got to stay focused. Like, I promise you, when you are focused on who you are as a person and who you are as a business and the value that you bring to the marketplace, and you know that you have something to offer. Like, you didn't start your business just because you're Black. You didn't start your business just because you're a woman, or nor because you're a veteran. Yes, those were extra perks on the federal government level as well. But when the perks are gone, you're still a business and they're still buying the service, right? So don't wait on DEI. And number 7, the 7th reason why you should not wait on DEI is people who wait gets left behind. Key point. People who wait obviously gets left behind. I started preaching about contracting with the government maybe about 13 years ago. And 13 years later, there are some people who are still on the fence. Should I do it? Should I not? Well, when the getting was good and we said, this is good for now for set asides, for minority people that want to participate in this set aside. This is just extra money outside of just general money that you could participate in. People who procrastinated and stayed on the fence and flipped off the fence and ran back to what they were doing, they missed out on multiple billions of dollars of set asides under this new administration, before this new administration got into office and started taking it away to say, well, you ain't using it anyway. Let me just take it away, right? But you missed out on the opportunity. You missed it. Don't miss out on the now opportunity to just sell your service as a valuable business owner who has something valuable to offer, right? Don't miss out on the opportunity, because they will continue to move the line. Too many people are learning how to build multiple 7 figures in this particular space in a year, not in a decade, in a year. So they missed out. People will miss out. So don't get left behind. Good friend of mine, Marvin Mitchell, who sells life insurance for wealth creation and tax advantages, says procrastination is the assassination of your destination. When you procrastinate, you assassinate your destination where you're supposed to be, right? So don't procrastinate. People who procrastinated all these years to jump into the federal government contracting set aside space, they missed out on the opportunity to create wealth for themselves. But now is a new opportunity to sell to the government as a business owner. Don't miss the boat of being able to create contacts and collect millions of dollars in contracts from the government, local, state, federal. Local, state, federal. I've been talking about local, state, federal positioning all the years that I have been doing this and sharing with other people how to actually make $1 million in a year. You can make more money, like create millions of dollars in revenue and value for yourself by positioning yourself. You got to know how to position yourself. These are things that we have prepared over 7,000 business entrepreneurs over the last 5 years. Over 7,000 business owners are in this particular space. Well, at least they got pre-qualified. Some of them have gone on to one contract, 2.7 million. So what are we even talking about? And she didn't do it just because she's Black. She did it because she has a service to offer. That's it, right? So you got to position yourself for the services that you have to offer. Don't miss the boat. Don't wait on DEI. Those are my 7 reasons why you should never wait. And then I'm gonna hop off, y'all. I just wanted to share that with you. Hopefully you're encouraged. If you want to know more about starting a business so that you can land millions of dollars in your first year, growing a business, your existing business, so you can understand how to properly position it to land lucrative contracts with not only government, local, state, federal, for the value that you have to offer, but also corporations, right? How to do that and how to do it effectively, or to scale your 6 or 7 figure business anyway with this new premium buyer. Start, grow, scale. If you have any questions and you want to know a game plan, book a call with my team. So I'm gonna drop a link here. Let me see. Book a call with my team at trilliondollargovernmentcontracts.com. I'm going to drop it on here. We will be happy to share with you a game plan, right? trilliondollargovernmentcontracts.com. I'm going to drop this on the screen. Oops. Okay, so let me delete this. Okay. All right. Drop that on the screen here. trilliondollargovernmentcontracts.com. Book a call. Give you the whole game plan. Qualify you and see how we can help you position yourself. You can make $1 million in a year as a government contractor. If you're not doing business with the government, you are missing out. If you get distracted during disruption, you will be left behind, right? With this shift of wealth, it's getting ready to happen, y'all. It's going to be a tremendous wealth shift, and you're either going to be a part of the haves or the have-nots. I'm a part of the haves, and I want as many people to know how to have as potentially possible who's willing to put in the work, because it's going to be some work, right? Yes, there's going to be some growth that's required, and a shifting of your mindset to understand how to avoid the foolery and how to not be tripped up when you see things, in the media that will keep you distracted, disrupted, and then left out at a disadvantage. So that's it, y'all. I wanted to share that with you all. Book a call with our team. We're going to help you. If you want to be helped, we're going to help you. trilliondollargovernmentcontracts.com. And then we'll see you on the money side, the other side of money, the other type of conversation that's happening in those rooms, in them other rooms, right? The private masterminding rooms where only people who are part of the top 6% of earners in the world are in. We're going to show you how to get yourself in those particular rooms. So we'll see you. I love you guys. Don't wait on DEI. Get yourself ahead of the game. Jump into the space. If you're already in the space and you don't know what you're doing, get a blueprint. Doesn't have to be mine. Get a blueprint or you will be left behind. All right. So I'll talk to you guys later. Gots to go.